This conference will now be recorded.
Good morning, all of you. Welcome to the session. In this session, we discussed the real-time PCR. In the previous session, we already discussed the general PCR, and we also discussed the disadvantage and the limitation of traditional PCR. So, why need of different types of PCR? So, first, the real-time PCR. So, why it is called real-time PCR? Because in the real-time PCR, we detect the PCR amplification during the early phases, that is exponential phases. Okay, and it provides a fast, precise, and accurate results in compare of traditional PCR. And it is no need of post PCR method, just like a traditional PCR. In the traditional PCR, the gel electrophoresis is used to see our DNA amplification. But in the real-time PCR, there is no need of post method to see DNA bands in the gel electrophoresis. And in real-time PCR, it detects the accumulation of amplicons during the reaction. In the real-time PCR, the data is measured at exponential phase. So in the real-time PCR, the first we set up our reagent, PCR reagent, and the primer, PCR tubes, yeah, PCR tray, yeah, PCR plastics, and also PCR instrument qPCR, that is quantity PCR. Real-time PCR is also called quantity PCR. So if we start real-time PCR, firstly we extract the DNA from our sample. If you see in this image, first we take the blood, and then we extracted the DNA from the blood. Then we purify our DNA. Then the DNA sample is ready to perform PCR reaction. Okay. So after our PCR sample is ready, then we start our PCR tube. Okay. So what reagent is used in the PCR? We discussed in the previous session the materials used in the PCR and its need. So firstly, in this PCR tube, we used buffer. Okay. So buffer provides a suitable environment for DNA polymerase enzyme. Okay. And the pH of buffer is 8 to 9.5. Okay. And we also use DNTP. Why we use DNTPs? DNTPs consist mainly DATP, DCTP, DGTP, DTTP. These four are basic nucleotides. Okay, these all are added to the PCR reaction in a equimolar amount for optimal base incorporation. Okay, and usually 0.2 millimole is generally used as final concentration. And now we use in the PCR tube probe. Okay, so probe is used in the real-time PCR. It is not used in the traditional PCR, and it is the advantage in the real-time PCR, because probe is used to detect the amplification of DNA in the real-time PCR. Okay, so in the real-time PCR, the probe is a major role play. And next we use in the PCR tube is a PCR polymerase enzyme. Okay, so polymerase enzyme is activity is at the 5' to 3' polymerase activity. Okay, it lacks the 3' exonuclease activity. We all know that, and its stability life is that is less than 5 minutes at 100 degrees centigrade, and its retained activity 40 minutes at 95 degrees centigrade. And its function, the enzyme responsible for performing the amplification. So we use polymerase enzyme, and we also use the DDSTO. Why we use the DDSTO? It is used to normalize the total sample of volume, or DDSTO is a free from the DNase and the RNase enzyme. Okay, and in this PCR tube we also use the template DNA, and the template DNA is the parental DNA, which DNA we use to make copies. Okay, and in the PCR tube we also use the magnesium chloride. Okay, magnesium chloride play an important role in the PCR cycle. So it play a cofactor for activity of DNA polymerase enzyme. Okay, and it also facilitates information of complex between the primer and DNA template by stabilizing negative charge on their phosphate backbone of the DNA. Okay, and these all materials and its use in its functions we already discussed in the previous session. Okay, so generally PCR works in the three main stages, that is denaturation, annealing, and extinction. Okay, and the denaturation, the temperature is 94 to 95 degrees centigrade, and the time that is taken 20 to 30 seconds. And the second step, that is annealing, that is 50 to 56 degrees centigrade, and the time is that 20 to 40 seconds. And the third step, that is extinction, and it requires a temperature that is 72 degrees centigrade, and the time that is 2 minutes. And these three steps are performed in the real-time PCR also. Okay, these are the basic steps. So in real-time PCR, how is these three steps are performed in the real-time PCR? Okay, so firstly we extracted the sample. Okay, then we make our PCR tube with different types of component, that is buffer, magnesium chloride, primers, DNA template, DNTPs, probe. Okay, these all are in our PCR tube. Okay, now we put the PCR tube in our real-time PCR instrument. Okay, then our sample is start to run. Okay, so firstly the template DNA is denatured. Okay, and after denaturation the primer is added in the template DNA, and also the probe, that is in the probe. What is probe? The probe is the oligonucleotide, and in this probe we use two types of dye. Okay, and in the two types of dye in the probe. So 5' to 3', and the 3' in the probe, the 3' there is quencher dye. Okay, in the 5' there is reporter dye. Okay, so these probes are complement to the our template DNA. So after the in the PCR reaction, these probes are bind to the our complement DNA, and it after the denaturation, the second step, that is annealing. After the primer is added, probe is added. Now the extension is the start. Okay, so after the extension is start, the DNA polymerase start the synthesize the our DNA strand, and the DNA polymerase add the DNTPs to the our template DNA. Okay, so the DNA polymerase cut the reporter dye. Okay, so reporter dye is free to the its quencher dye. Okay, so now it fluoresces. After it fluoresces, they are detected by the detector which are present in the system. Okay, so these are used as detection in the real-time PCR. So these probe assay is an important factor in the real-time PCR. So how reporter and a quencher dye and these probe are function we discuss in our next slides. Okay, so firstly we see the graph. It show the phase of PCR. Okay, so a basic PCR runs can be broken up into three phases. That is a exponential, linear, and a plateau phase. Okay, and what is the exponential? So that is the exact doubling of product in the accumulating at the every cycle. Okay, and the linear phase, the reaction components are being consumed. Okay, so the reaction is slowing and the products are starting to degrade. And what is plateau phase? That is the end point. The reaction has stopped. No more products are being made, and if left long enough, so the PCR products will begin to degrade. So these are the phases in the PCR cycle. Okay. So how a PCR probe is used and what is the function of PCR probe in the real-time PCR. Okay, in the real-time PCR we also use the cyber green dye as a detector. Okay, so in this slide we see the cyber green dye bind to the DNA, right? And in the left side we see the 5' nuclease assay, that is a probe. Okay, so cyber greens binds the DNA at minor groups. Okay, and after amplifications the cyber greens fluoresces more in compare of single stranded DNA. Okay, in the double strand DNA the cyber greens are fluoresces are more. And these are the advantage of cyber green, that is it is easy to produce, cheap, easy to handle, sensitive, effective. But the disadvantage that the cyber green is not specific. Okay, so how our DNA probe is working in the real-time PCR. So we know firstly the fluorescence mechanism. Okay, if you have a molecule. Okay, so we all are know that key electrons are when the we when we use UV source, the our molecules absorb the UV. Okay, and it excited. Okay, in the after excited it goes its ground state to retain their stability. Okay, so into transformation between the excited state to the ground state, it releases longer wavelength emission. Okay, and these longer wavelength emissions is measured in the real-time PCR. Okay, and this principle is used in the real-time PCR. So react with two dye, that is a reporter dye and a quencher dye. Okay, so we see the quencher in the red color and the reporter dye in a green color. Okay, and these are our oligonides, that is in orange color. Okay, so the mechanism works in the probe, that is the FRET, fluorescence resonance. Okay, so FRET, it occurs when a green light emitting fluorescence dye is in a close proximity to a red light, so it emitting fluorescent dye. Okay, so reporter dye can't be detected in presence of quencher, and FRET does not occur when the two fluorescent dyes are not in close. So reporter dye is detectable because quencher dye is not close to reporter. So in the real-time PCR, these probes are used. So how FRET works in the real-time PCR? तो सिंपली पहले जैसे कि हमने ओलिगोनाइट प्रोब अपना बनाया, ओके, और इसमें दो एंड है, दैट इज द 5 प्राइम एंड द 3 प्राइम, एंड द 5 प्राइम पे हमारा रिपोर्टर डाई ऐड होता है एंड द 3 प्राइम में हमारा क्वेंचर डाई ऐड होता है. ओके, सो होता क्या है कि जो रिपोर्टर डाई है वो एक्साइटेड होगा, एक्साइटेड होने के बाद वो एमिट करेगा फ्लोरेसेंस. ओके, बट जो वो वेवलेंथ एमिट करेगा, वो वेवलेंथ क्या होता है कि ये जो क्वेंचर डाई है वो इसे एब्जॉर्ब कर लेता है. तो जिसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि रिपोर्टर डाई जो है, जो वो वेवलेंथ एमिट करता है वो तो क्वेंचर डाई एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया, जिसकी वजह से रियल टाइम पीसीआर में फ्लोरेसेंस अगर हुआ नहीं तो जो डिटेक्टर है वो डिटेक्ट इसे कर पाता नहीं है, प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है वहां पे क्योंकि डिटेक्टर इसे डिटेक्ट नहीं कर पाता. ओके, सो जब एम्प्लीफिकेशन प्रोसेस होता है इन द पीसीआर साइकिल, तो टैग पॉलीमरेज जब प्राइमर के बाद से वो डीएनटीपीज को ऐड करता हुआ आता है, तो फर्स्टली वो 5 प्राइम रिपोर्टर डाई जो है उसे वो कट करता है. कट करने के बाद क्या हुआ कि 5 प्राइम जो रिपोर्टर डाई है मेरा वो क्वेंचर डाई से अलग हो गया. जब क्वेंचर डाई से अलग हो गया तो क्वेंचर डाई दोनों एक दूसरे के क्लोज में नहीं है, अब वो दोनों अलग हो गए. जब अलग हो गए तो रिपोर्टर डाई जो है वो जो वो यूवी लाइट वो एब्जॉर्ब करेगा तो वो फिर उसे एमिट करेगा हायर वेवलेंथ में. ओके, तो फिर जो ये डिटेक्टर है हमारा वो डिटेक्ट कर लेगा कि हाँ जो डीएनए एम्प्लीफिकेशन प्रोसेस स्टार्ट है और डीएनए एम्प्लीफाई हो रहा है. ओके, सो यही मैकेनिज्म यहाँ पे काम करता है इन द रियल टाइम पीसीआर. Different types of probe are used in the real-time PCR, and the basic principle in the probe is that is the FRET. Okay. So after the detector detect the fluorescent activity, so it plot the result in a graph form. Okay. So in the graph, in the x-axis, it show the number of PCR cycle. Okay, and the y-axis it show the fluorescence intensity. So the plot of the cycle numbers versus fluorescence cycles which correlates with the initial amount of target nucleic acid during the exponential phase of PCR. Okay. So in this graph, what is the baseline? Okay, so the initial cycles of PCR during which there is a little change in fluorescence signals means during the late phase amplification occurs but the signal is not strong enough to be detected above background. Okay, so when the fluorescence and the signal is detectable over the background fluorescence quantification cycles, so it can be measured or it can be determined. Okay, so इसका मीनिंग ये हुआ कि इन दी जब एम्प्लीफिकेशन प्लॉट में हम ये जो नीचे का जो बेस लाइन दिख रहा है यहाँ पे जो फ्लोरेसेंस एक्टिविटी हो रही है वो इतने अमाउंट में नहीं हो रही है कि वो डिटेक्टेबल हो सके बाय द डिटेक्टर, तो ये एज अ नॉइज है, तो इसे यूज नहीं किया जाता है अबव द बेस लाइन दैट इज थ्रेशोल्ड लाइन, उसके थ्रेशोल्ड लाइन, तो द थ्रेशोल्ड ऑफ द रियल टाइम पीसीआर रिएक्शन इज द लेवल ऑफ सिग्नल that reflects a statistically significant increasing over the calculated baseline signal. Okay, तो baseline के ऊपर जो threshold होता है जहाँ पे मेरा जो फ्लोरेसेंस होगा वो डिटेक्टेबल होगा. Okay, so what is the CT value? So CT value, the threshold cycle is the cycle number at which the fluorescent signal of the reaction crosses the threshold. Okay, so if the CT value is low, so there is a relation between the template and the CT value. Okay, if the abundant template, so it is the high CT value. Okay, and if the CT value is low, it means template DNA is high. Okay, so the real time PCR focus on the exponential phase. Okay, so because it provides the most precise and accurate data for quantification. So what is the application of real time PCR? To real time PCR, it is used in array verification. It is also used in drug therapy efficacy, and it also used in the DNA damage measurement. It is also used in the pathogen detection, and it also used in genotyping. And the real-time PCR also used in a viral quantitation. So, in the previous session, we discussed the disadvantage of traditional PCR. So, we come in the real-time PCR. Okay. So, now what are the difference in the traditional and the real-time PCR? Okay, so in this slide it showed the real-time PCR instrument. Okay, in the real-time PCR there is also used a software. In this software it detects the fluorescence and it plots the graph. Okay, so we also see our DNA amplification in this graph. So in this slide there is a comparison between the traditional PCR disadvantage and what is the advantage of real-time PCR. So in the traditional PCR it is a endpoint gel detection. It means in traditional PCR there is no probe is used. Okay, and no system is used to see the our amplification in the traditional PCR. After the amplification is done, then our amplified DNA is run in the gel electrophoresis. Then we see our amplicons in the gel electrophoresis. Okay, but we can't see our DNA amplicon during the exponential phase. Okay, so it is the endpoint gel detection. In compare of real-time PCR, it detects the amplicon in a reaction time. Okay, so it is called a real-time PCR. Okay, we see our DNA amplicon at the real time in compare of a traditional PCR. Okay, and traditional PCR it showed a poor sensitivity, but in the real-time PCR it is a more sensitive. Okay, And traditional PCR, that is a so dynamic range that is less than twofold. But in the real-time PCR, that is a high dynamic range. Okay. And what is this point is clear in our next slide. Okay. So in the traditional PCR, there is a low resolution in compare of real-time PCR, that is a high resolution. In the traditional PCR, it is only a size-based description only, but in the real-time PCR, it's only not a size-based description. Results are not expressed as a number, but in the real-time PCR, results are expressed as a number. Okay. In the traditional PCR, we use gel electrophoresis to see our DNA amplicons. Okay. So we use ethidium bromide. Okay. ETBR is the dye which is used to see our DNA bands in the gel electrophoresis in the gel documentation system. Okay. So in this, ethidium bromide is necessary to see our DNA bands. But in the real-time PCR, if there is no need of gel electrophoresis, so it is not used in the ethidium bromide in the real-time PCR. Okay. In the real-time PCR, we use the dye, that is the cyber green or Tacman probe. Okay. It is used to see our DNA amplicons during the exponential phase in the real-time PCR. So these are the disadvantages of traditional PCR and advantage of real-time PCR. So if you see in this slide, in the left side, that is the traditional PCR. In this traditional PCR, there is no system is used to detect the amplicons, but in the real-time PCR, a software is used to detect our amplicons during the exponential phase. Okay. So if you see in this slide, what is the difference in a very simple manner? Okay. In the traditional PCR, if you start, they start to denature, annealing, okay, extinction, and it continually copies the DNA, first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, and go on. Okay. But in the end point, that is in this slide, a camera is so in the reaction complete, a camera is so. It means in the end point, we see the DNA amplicons use of gel electrophoresis. So this camera is used to say the endpoint gel detection in the traditional PCR. But in the while in the real-time PCR, that is also called a quantity PCR, there is in the first cycle, second cycle, third cycle, fourth cycle, and the reaction complete. In this stage, there are cameras are present. It means they detect our amplicons during the phases. Okay. In compare of traditional PCR, in traditional PCR, we see our DNA bands or our amplicons at the last movement. But in the real-time PCR, we see our DNA bands at every moment. Okay. So this is the advantage of real-time PCR over the traditional PCR. So if you see in this slide, that is hard to differentiate between the 10 copies or 50 copies of DNA sample in a gel electrophoresis in traditional PCR. If you use traditional PCR, so we see our DNA bands in gel electrophoresis. So after the gel electrophoresis is done, so if sample A is 10 copies and the sample B is 50 copies, okay, but they are in a similar way, okay. We can't differentiate between the 10 copies or 50 copies of DNA sample in the traditional PCR, okay. But in the real-time PCR, it is easy to differentiate copies of DNA. That is, it is capable to detect twofold change, okay. So These are the advantages over the traditional PCR. And lastly, the video link for the real-time PCR. Thank you. If any questions regarding this session, please ask.
So thank you, Jyoti ma'am, for this informative session. Now I would like to request our students, if they have any questions, they can ask.